Hello students, continuing from on the retaining wall problem from where we have stopped the last lecture. So we were discussing this table. So basically we were trying to do stability check. Okay, so we had arrived at the preliminary proportions or preliminary sizes of different parts of the retaining wall. Now we are doing the stability check. First we are checking for overturning. So the actual overturning moment we had calculated it here based on the surcharge effect as well as active pressure. Now for calculating restoring moment, which we said it is as a result of the sulfate of the RCC wall plus effect of surcharge plus effect of soil on the heel portion. We had arrived at this table. This also was discussed in the last lecture. So based on this we will get the total moment. So this is the total moment of all the restoring forces about the heel. So remember we have taken the lever arms. So these lever arms were taken about the heel. So this moment is about the heel portion. Now for stability check we need it about the toe. So first of all let us find out the resultant. So you have sum of all forces, which is the sum of this particular column, and you have sum of all the moments, which is sum of this particular column. So once you have moment divided by total force, you will get the location of the resultant. Now this is just like doing you might have done in even in DCS2 we had done it. X resultant equal to sigma f x by sigma f. So this expression is exactly similar to this because here W is the sum of all the forces. So it is like sigma W, it is sum of all the forces, and MW is sum of F into R, or sum of the moments. So this is that familiar expression you have seen. So you divide by moment divided by force, you will get the lever arm or the location of resultant. Now this particular location 1.432 is about the heel portion. Okay, so the actual stabilizing moment we had to calculate it over about the toe. So that particular stabilizing moment calculation is done here. So it is the total force which is W into distance. So the resultant of this force is at a distance of 1.432 from the heel. So about the toe it will be 3.9, which is the total length of the toe, minus 1.432. So 3.9 minus 1.432, that is the lever arm. So you will get the moment. So 905.180. So you got the stabilizing moment, you have the overturning moment. So we have all the data in order to do the stability check for overturning. So factor of safety for overturning, the formula we had seen it in IS 456, right? So this is section 20, we had discussed this. So you have to take 0.9 times the MR or restoring moment. So it is 0.9 times MR, which is 905.180, divided by overturning moment, which we had calculated it here. So you will get a factor of safety of 2.607, which is greater than 1.4, which is our requirement as per this codal guideline. So overturning check is okay as per this dimensions. So using this dimension, the retaining wall is safe against overturning. Now let us next calculate the or check the soil pressure. So we are still to check the sliding check, which that we will do last. So let us check the soil pressure. So remember, I'll recap. In the question you are given that SBC is 160 kilonewton per meter square, and from the principles of foundation design you will know that the pressure diagram under the soil, there should not be tension under the between the footing and soil, means soil pressure cannot go to tension region. Okay, so these two checks we will do. One is about SPC, soil pressure, bearing pressure, maximum pressure we should be less than that, and minimum pressure should not go to tension. Now, for soil pressure, first we need to know this reaction. Now, this reaction is equal to actually the vertical soil pressure that we have calculated here. Because if you look at our diagram, see, this is our diagram, right? So you have the net forces due to the weight acting downwards like this, and active earth pressure and surcharge effect is lateral, so that does not contribute to the vertical reaction. So the vertical reaction is nothing but, or the soil reaction pressure exerted at the soil is nothing but the sum of all the forces, because that is the only force which is vertical. So that is what I written it here. R equal to W equal to 366.767, which is what we have arrived at here. So that is the reaction. Now we have to find the location of the resultant. Okay, so to find out the location of resultant, we will use equilibrium equations. So let us take the moment of all forces at about any point. So let us take it about heel portion. So what all you will have is, first of all you will have the vertical reaction, okay, which is same as this, and then you have the moments caused by this vertical reaction as well as active earth pressure and surcharge. Okay, so the moment caused by active earth pressure and surcharge, we had already calculated it here. It is 312.375. So that is what you have here, 312.375. This is due to the effect of active earth pressure including surcharge. And then you have moment or due to this vertical weight and components, right? So that also we had calculated it here. This is the net moment about the heel. So remember, now we are trying to calculate about the heel. So this is the net moment due to the weight about the heel portion. Okay, so now we have all the values, so you can easily calculate this resultant. This resultant is nothing but this x bar. Here I have marked x bar, sorry, it is the same as LR. Okay, please treat them as same. It is nothing but sum of all moments. So both moments due to the weight as well as due to the active pressure, both are acting along the same direction. Okay, both are anti-clockwise with respect to the heel portion, right? So it is mw plus m0, which is due to the weight as well as active pressure, divided by the magnitude of reaction. So magnitude of the reaction, we had already calculated it. It is 366.767. So this is 2.283. So that is this lever arm, which is actually already marked in this particular diagram. So this is 2.283, 2.284, small difference in decimal, that's okay. So now in order to calculate the pressure diagram, we have to calculate eccentricity, because remember, if eccentricity is 0, then it will be a rectangular pressure distribution. But since we have assumed the length of toe appropriately, assuming a triangular distribution, it won't be rectangular. So the eccentricity is calculated as this lever arm, which is this minus half the length of base slab. So length of base slab is 3.9. So based on this, you will calculate eccentricity. Now you might know this principle, I assume. We haven't discussed in the theory of retaining walls, but it should have been covered in the footing theory or foundations theory. So what happens is that to first of all we said that the soil cannot have tension, there cannot be have uplift pressure at the between soil and foundation, or in other words the soil pressure cannot be negative. In order to ensure that the eccentricity should be within the middle third of the cross section. Okay, again I am saying, I hope it has been taught to you. If not, you can, if you have any doubts, you can message me, no problem. So to ensure that there is no tension, eccentricity should be within middle third of the base, which means it should be lesser than L by 6. Okay, so what is L by 6 here? It is 3.9 divided by 6, it is 0.65. So the actual eccentricity is lesser than that, which means there is no tension. The pressure diagram will be something like this. It won't snap to the tension zone. Okay, so which means one condition is satisfied, there is no tension. It is, there is no uplifting, there is no tension between soil and footing. So with eccentricity ready, we can calculate the minimum and maximum stresses. So it will be a triangular distribution like this, trapezoidal, sorry. So we have to calculate maximum and minimum. These are the formulas to calculate maximum and minimum. Again, I am assuming you already know this. If you don't know this, please let me know. So this is simple, just R by L, force by length, into 1 plus 6E by L and 1 minus 6E by L. So if there is no eccentricity, both these terms are 0 and you will get purely rectangular distribution where both Qmax and Qmin are same. Otherwise, for a general case where when there is eccentricity, this will be different, as this is plus and minus. So that is what I am getting. I will get the maximum value and I will get the minimum value. So maximum I am getting is 142.192, minimum I am getting is 45.892. That is what I have drafted here, 142.192 and this is 45.892. Now let us check for the maximum pressure. So maximum pressure is this. Our SBC as per question is 160 kilonewton per meter square. So maximum pressure is lesser than SBC, which means it is okay. Okay, so the proportioning of the foundation of the retaining wall with regards to the soil bearing pressure is also okay. So we have checked two things. First we have checked overturning moment as per this, and then we have checked the footing, soil pressure under footing. So that is also satisfied, maximum is lesser than the allowable. Now let us check for the sliding. So actual sliding force, we know it is nothing but the total contribution of the active earth pressure and the component due to surcharge. So that we have already calculated for overturning, checking overturning moment. So PA, which is the sum of PA1 plus PA2 as given in this diagram, it is the sum of this plus this, that is 143.5. so that is the force that's trying to slide it. So if you imagine it, this is the retaining wall, the sum of these two forces PA1 and PA2, that is the one that is trying to slide the retaining wall to the left direction in my screen. So this is the magnitude 143.5. so that is the force that's trying to slide. Now what is the force that's trying to restore it? It is nothing but this reaction into coefficient of friction. Okay, the theory of that we had discussed it extensively. So if you have doubts, you can go back or you can let me know. So this reaction we had already calculated. It is nothing but the vertical reaction due to weight. So it is 366.767. so that is the vertical reaction. Now the force that's resisting the sliding is coefficient of friction into that vertical reaction. So coefficient of friction is given in question 0.5. so you multiply both, this is the total force that's resisting the sliding. Now just like overturning moment, we will also check factor of safety for sliding. Again the clause is on the same page, there is a separate clause for sliding. principles are same, 0.9 times you have to take, and factor safety should be at least 1.4. So this is the check, 0.9 into 183, which is the restraining force, and a force that's trying to slide is 143.5, which is this. So factor of safety is 1.15, which is lesser than 1.4, which means the retaining wall is not safe in sliding. Now remember the theory I discussed whenever I discussed, I think 3 or 4 lectures back. For sliding, whenever there is a surcharge, so in this problem also we have a surcharge load. So whenever there is a surcharge load, most of the cases it becomes difficult to satisfy the sliding check. So if it's not, if it's not satisfying the sliding check, of course the fundamental way is to increase the dimensions or things like that, so that you can resist the increase the reaction and the sliding component, sliding resistance of that. But a more simpler approach or more economical approach is what we discussed, providing a shear key. So here also we are providing a shear key. So what is the proportioning of shear key? Well, we want to achieve a factor of safety of 1.4. So what you do is you equate this equation to 1.4. So the increased resistance required is 1.4 into 143.5 minus this much. Okay, that is the balanced passive earth pressure which is required to be compensated by the introduction of shear key. So this is 35.855. okay, so remember this diagram, the same diagram we have shown when I discussed the theory. So here the only difference is you will have the dimensions, because we are trying to solve a specific problem. So assume a shear key of dimension 300 by 400. So that's what I have shown 300 by 400. And with regards to position of the shear key, we had discussed that the shear key should be positioned such a way that the tension bar of the retaining wall should be able to continue like this. Okay, so here we know that this dimension is 1.3. okay, so this is 0.65 meter. So this length we can take it as 1.6. so if you provide around 1.6, this bar will be able to come down like this. Okay, so we have seen this also. Top 30 centimeters are neglected because it's top loose soil, and what is counted is from this level, bottom of the base slab, to a triangle which makes an angle of phi. Okay, phi in this case, the problem is 30 degree, and it abuts like this. So this length we know 1.6 meter. So when you have this angle, automatically this depth is fixed by trigonometry. So this is the additional passive earth pressure that's being introduced by the introduction of shear key. So we have all the data. See, we first of all the depth we know, this is 1.25 meter. So if you minus 0.3 from that, this will be 0.95. Now from similar triangles, all other dimensions are fixed because this is known, the angle is known, this depth is fixed, so automatically this is fixed. Now you can easily calculate the total passive earth pressure as this larger triangle minus smaller triangle. So that is exactly what I have done here. So this is the calculation of height h2, which I discussed, 0.95 plus 0.3 plus 1.6 tan 30. Okay, so h2 comes out to be 2.173. so this is 2.173. so the total passive earth pressure contribution is, you use the formula Cp. So passive earth pressure coefficient here is 3. We had calculated it in the beginning of the problem, into gamma, which is 16, into h square of the larger triangle minus h square of the smaller triangle divided by 2. Okay, so 2.173 minus 0.95 square So 2.173 square minus 0.95 square by 2. You calculated the passive earth pressure, which is 91.666, which is greater than this, which means it is okay. But as an academic exercise, we will also check factor of safety once again. So this is factor of safety recalculated once again. So here you will have an additional 91.666. So you are getting a factor of safety of 1.725, which is greater than 1.4. Sorry, a meter won't come here. It is unitless, right? Sorry. So just take care of that. So factor of safety check is also satisfied. So which means the initial proportioning is okay. As per the initial proportioning of the retaining wall, we had done two checks. We had done the check of overturning, it is safe. Then we had checked for soil bearing pressure, that's also okay. For sliding check, that's also okay. So it means the initial proportioning is okay. Then we can proceed for design. Okay, thank you.